I'm here with Emma and Lucy Marvin of Butternut Farms.
Mountain Farm.
Okay, and where are you guys from, and what do you guys do?
So we are from Johnson, Vermont,
Okay.
Which is where our home farm is. We have about 11,000 taps there.
That's a lot of taps.
It is a lot.
That's
of
a
work.
lot of taps.
Yeah.
And we're all waiting for them to start flowing.
Mom was pretty anxious actually to be out in the woods today. She was thinking things might start get going.
Yeah, it's
I'm
kind
going
of
to be
more
needed
red
up there to walk the lines.
tape. Well, you have to stay to cook us some,
Yeah.
to cook us some pork.
That's right.
Right, and so what's the dish that you guys are going to do?
So I'm going to make maple pork medallions.
Okay,
And
And I'm
going to
make a sweet and sour coleslaw.
awesome, with maple in it, right?
Oh, you
so
bet.
this is like the double header of maple.
Yes, yes.
Excellent. Well, where should we start?
Probably right here. So
Okay.
this is a great recipe that I found in actually Cooks Illustrated.
Great.
And I've adapted it a bit to increase the amount of maple in it, because that's what we tend to
'Cause
do
that's
in
what
our
you do.
family.
Yeah.
Any recipe we have, we add maple to it.
That's all right.
So what we do is we start with some bacon that has had the fat cooked out of it a little bit.
So just, like slightly rendered, half-cooked bacon.
Yeah, maybe about 5 minutes in the pan.
Okay.
And what you're going to do is you're going to wrap the pork tenderloin that I have here. I've already cut it with the bacon, and you're going to just put a toothpick in there and
Great.
do that. And so I cut the pork tenderloin into about 1 inch to 1.5 inch thick pieces.
Okay. And so, I mean, basically you're trying to cut it as thick as the bacon is.
Exactly.
Great, that works.
Yeah. And uniform. So they cook at the...
Yeah.
So season to taste, and I'm going to put it into a pan that is on medium-high heat.
Okay, so you got a little oil in there, cast iron pan, because
Exactly.
Teflon's apparently horrible for you now, so you can't use Teflon anymore, so cast iron would work great.
So these guys are going to cook for about 4 minutes per side.
Okay.
And maybe an extra couple of minutes around the edges to brown up the bacon.
Great.
We'll let it do its stuff, and
Yeah.
Mom will show
And
you
your
the
mom
coleslaw.
can make some slaw.
And
Exactly.
I'm
All
going
right.
to proceed there. What I did is, in this container, there's half a cup of granulated maple sugar,
Okay.
and 1 teaspoon of salt, and 1/4 teaspoon of celery seed. I'd sprinkled that on the top of this,
Okay.
and really stir and mix it in, because the salt is going to release the liquid
Right,
from the
so,
vegetable,
yeah,
and
there you go.
then that's how we get our wilted cabbage and
It
carrot.
looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I love the color combination. And this was probably a small head of cabbage and two carrots.
Great.
So
And for real quick, we're going to back up a bit. For people who don't understand what maple sugar is, what is maple sugar?
Maple sugar is a maple syrup cooked to 265 degrees, and
Essentially
then
had all the water taken out of it. It's dehydrated maple syrup.
Great. So much more intense flavor when you put it.
Yes.
Okay.
yeah, wonderful. So you need to let this sit for at least an hour,
Okay.
and up to 4 hours.
Okay, and that's just to kind of soften it up, and also
Yeah.
so that flavor incorporates itself.
You've got it.
Great.
And after you've done that, you'll run it under cold water.
Okay.
Rinse out so what it does is washes off
Yeah.
the salt and the sugar. And at that point, make sure it's drained quite well, pat it dry.
I mean, that's quite a bit of liquid that comes off there,
It
too.
is amazing how
Yeah.
quickly it works.
I mean, that's a lot. That's beautiful.
So after you dry it,
Okay.
put it in your salad bowl, and
You have a great salad bowl. That's a beautiful
oh
salad bowl.
yeah, I think this came from
Granville bowls.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Nice company. We really
When
like.
you have cookware that has a history, it's always better.
It is always better. So this is your basic oil and vinegar.
Okay.
It's 6 tablespoons of oil, and it can be olive oil, corn oil,
Oil.
whatever one has at home. And then the vinegar we use can be a maple vinegar, or
Okay.
can be a cider vinegar,
Yeah.
and a rice vinegar, and that's 1/4 cup.
Okay.
So put that in there and you shake it. I've already got the dressing in here.
Okay.
Just stirring it, and there you have it. This is a wonderful recipe because it's not only because it's got maple in it, but during the summer for picnics,
Yeah.
it's really a safe salad, and it keeps up to 5 days, which is wonderful in the refrigerator.
No,
yeah,
this
and
is
it's
good.
not that hard to make, which is great.
I'm a big fan of cabbage and pork together. I mean,
Yeah.
We lived in Germany as kids, and everything was sauerkraut and sauerbraten, and so this is just brings me back. So how's your pork doing?
So this has been cooking for a little bit.
Okay.
I'm actually going to take these guys out, let them rest a little bit, and we'll make the sauce that goes over the top.
All right.
Want me to take that for
That'd
you?
be great.
We'll put that over here.
And so the first part is we're going to add about a whole onion in, and we're going to brown it. If there's not enough oil in the pan, you can add a little bit more oil now.
Great.
Those guys go for just a little bit. You want them to be just a little caramelized. The next step is going to be to add a cup of apple cider.
Great.
Another nice combination.
So, and this
It
is
is.
nice because
with pork.
it's kind of a one-dish wonder, actually, because everything is in one pan.
And you got all that bacon and pork grease. It's already in that pan, and
That's right.
that makes it a lot better.
So the idea is to let this cook and reduce till it's about half the volume that it is right now.
All right.
Then the next step is actually to add the next 3 ingredients. I've got some of our grade B maple syrup here.
Okay. So grade B is that darker, much richer complexity.
Exactly.
Okay.
And this is our maple horseradish mustard.
Which I've had, and it's fantastic. And that's, I guess, something that we should talk about too. Is you're not only a maple producer, but you guys have a whole nother expanse of your business, which incorporates a wide variety of maple into a lot of different products, but also incorporates a lot of other people's maple into your products too, right?
We're really fortunate to be able to do this year-round. We work with lots of other producers throughout the state of Vermont, and so besides packaging maple syrup, we also make barbecue sauces, mustards.
And they're all really good.
And they've all got a lot of maple in them because that's what we love. And then we do the maple sugar, maple candy, pretty much anything with maple in it. We'll give it a try.
If you go out to Johnson and check there, literally you have like, I don't know if you guys actually have like anything that like sell or don't carry any products that have maple. I mean, you really have the whole gauntlet of everything, which is pretty remarkable.
If it's got maple in it, we want to be carrying it.
And where can, if people just don't go out to just Johnson, where else can they find your stuff?
Dakin Farm.
Yep.
Pretty much, we're pretty widely distributed throughout Vermont and most of New England too.
Great.
So, So then the last ingredient here, you're going to just let this boil away, is vinegar. And we like to use maple vinegar, but that can be kind of hard to find, so apple cider vinegar will work instead.
I'm just curious, how do you make maple vinegar?
That's actually one of the few products we don't make. There are a couple different ways that it can be made.
Yep.
But it's not something we actually do ourselves. We haven't delved into that one yet. So, and then actually this guy here is one that I've already cooked and had fully reduced.
Great, so that sauce really gets concentrated and really gets flavorful. That looks great.
So that's all there is to it. This is one of our favorites because it's so simple. I mean, it really is just a couple of ingredients.
And it's bacon and pork.
Yeah, exactly.
And bacon and pork, and bacon and pork. Should we plate one of these up?
So let's do it.
Yep.
All right.
And perfect.
Okay.
I'll take the toothpicks out.
And turn this on.
Yeah. Yeah, this is one of our favorites. It's usually a birthday request dinner, Emma does a great job.
And a little cabbage on there?
Oh, definitely.
Awesome. Looks great.
Great.
And do you guys have can you find your stuff online too?
We actually have a website, but we don't sell online.
Okay.
So visit any of our customers who have websites, and you can get it that way.
I mean, you can,
or give us a phone call.
You find your stuff everywhere, which is great. But I mean, the one thing is, all the products that you guys carry are also really good, and they all focus around maple, and they all focus around Vermont's economy. So thank you for doing that. Oh. Now I get to dive in.
You get to dive in.
That pork's great. The sauce is, I mean, you get the acidity of the vinegar and you get the mustard complexities, and it's delicious.
So you like it?
I really like it. In fact, on my birthday, I'm coming over.
Oh,
this
good.
is going to be my
All right,
birthday
when's your
dinner.
birthday?
November 1st.
Okay.
This is, I mean, it's just it's a really, you have kind of the heaviness of the sauce with the pork, but, the lightness of the cabbage Fantastic.
Yeah, it really is a wonderful recipe. Actually, it's from a cookbook, Pam Anderson's Perfect Recipes. She really has got some great ones.
She's got it dialed down.
Except, see, she had white sugar. Changed that.
Maple sugar is
Maple sugar.
Yeah.
Well, great. Well, thank you very much for coming out.
Thank you.
Good luck to you guys, and thank you.
Thank you.
And if you're having your birthday, swing on down to Butternut Maple Farms and enjoy pork on pork.